strategy over and over. You have to change it around a little bit, and just to make it interesting for you and make it a challenge. So that's what I'm looking at. I've won the world title, and on a numerical scale, that's the peak. So where can you go from there? And what I think is, for me, I can be looking at the individual events and really going 100% into everything I go in.
Anyone who's ever watched Tom Curran surf can tell you that 100% is always the level of his performance. Tom Curran, a single-minded, dedicated professional from whom the best is undoubtedly yet to come.
Well, if you're wondering why they call it Muscle Beach, I think we just found out.
And because of this, a premium was placed on style and fluidity of motion. The term longboarding didn't exist then. It was simply surfing. As all boards were longboards in those days, the shorter boards came later. However, today there's a school of thought in the sport that states that this graceful, fluid style of surfing still has its place. Now they are called longboards, and they're still as enjoyable to watch or to ride as those old tankers of the early days. But today's technology has improved them, lightening them, streamlining them, so that the maneuvers non-existent in the 60s are commonplace today. We're in Oceanside, California for the Oceanside Longboard Surfing Contest. Some of the top longboard surfers in the sport are here to compete, and in addition, some legends are here as well to compete in a special Masters division. You look around the beach here today and you sometimes feel like it's 1963. You see long, sleek surfboards are everywhere, but it's a new breed of surfer that rides them now. And we're watching the main event, a men's final heat, the finalists being Reese Patterson, who's got himself a small wave here, and taking off behind him is Jonathan Paskowitz. The other competitors in the heat are Adam Paskowitz and Israel Paskowitz, practically the whole Paskowitz family in the finals. But as you'll see, they're all terrific surfers. There's Jonathan Paskowitz now, taking the whitewater in, and these long boards, having the buoyancy that they have, and they're such a wide planing area, they're actually able to take these waves into the shore. Outside, we see Israel Paskowitz now, making a bottom turn, getting up some speed. And a nice bank off the whitewater there, a very nice vertical re-entry. Now, that is a shortboard maneuver that these modern-day longboards can do. Now, you saw him there hang 5 on the nose. That's an old-time maneuver, impossible to do on a shortboard, obviously, because there's not enough room to walk. You see Israel now, again, touching his toe to the end of the board, walking back and forth, and he's going to call it quits on that wave and paddle back out. Outside, Reese Patterson up on another wave. Getting up a good head of steam here. Nice roundhouse turn. Fluid motion. Walks to the nose. Very, very nice. And there's a crouch. Again, these maneuvers are not possible on a short board, so they give longboard a distinction all of its own. Again, you're looking at history, and yet you're seeing it modernized by these modern-day surfers. Kicks it right up into his arms and is ready to paddle out again. Outside, we see another Paskowitz brother. This is Adam. The wave has closed out fairly early here, so he's going to have to take the whitewater. He's hoping for a little bit of a reform and directing himself into any section of the wave that he might get some maneuverability out of. He's paddling there to get up some speed. Nice crouch. See how those boards just plane right through the water. Now he walks to the nose, getting a little cover up, a little bit of a tube there. Walks to the back. And looks like he jumps off that board and he's running up on the beach where he's got another surfboard. I think Adam at this point thinks that in the type of waves that he has to ride today, that other board might serve him a little bit better. Outside, Jonathan Paskowitz banking off the whitewater. Another bottom turn, redirecting into the whitewater now. Looking around for something to do here. Trying to get some speed up. There is a little bit of a reform on the inside in many cases, and he's going for that right now. You see him banking up and down off the whitewater. Now he makes the turn, walks a little bit toward the nose. Judges are watching for these kind of maneuvers. I think Jonathan's had it with that wave. Reese Patterson up. Makes his bottom turn, walks to the nose. Now he's going to try a 360, looks like. He's tail first. No, he's going back the other way. I don't think he was able to complete a 360, so he did a 180, which, again, those old boards were not capable of doing maneuvers like that. Nowadays they can because they're lighter. And outside Israel Paskowitz, a nice slam off the top right there. Israel's style is very aggressive, and that wins a lot of contests for him. He's one of the top longboarders in the world, actually. And because of his aggressive style, he has the old-time maneuvers down pat, and yet he is able to do a lot of maneuvers that the shortboarders do. Now he's coming inside. He's got just a tiny little wave, and he's redirecting now, a little turn. He's going to walk toward the nose, and he hangs 5 off the nose. And Israel Paskowitz is judged to be the winner of the longboard final. We asked him why he prefers longboarding to shortboarding.
You know, I always rode a shortboard, and I competed in shortboard contests. But, you know, now I have no chance against those tiny guys doing 20-foot aerials, and I can win on a longboard. And it's a great time. I love surfing with my heroes out there.
For this, the 25th and final stop on the Association of Surfing Professionals World